Jay-Z or Kanye?
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Yeah, we're not doing this.
I feel like
It's
Kanye.
I'm not even debating this with y'all idiots. It's Kanye.
Wait.
Nah, bro.
Did you choose Kanye?
I chose Kanye. It's not even.
Nah, it's Jay-Z.
It's Kanye.
Wow.
No, it's not.
Prophet, it's not Jay-Z. I'm sorry, and then I rock with Jay-Z.
Schmatzy over.
It's Jay-Z.
Well, you're bringing up outside shit.
Kanye West is not better than Jay-Z.
No, that's hip hop, is it not?
We're talking about
We
them
gotta
as a
talk
hip-hop
about
artist,
outside stuff.
Right? I don't care about that fake album he dropped, Bully. I don't
So now it's artists, but before a few battles ago, it was.
So if we're talking about artists, then that means that Drake would have been over Kendrick. We're talking about artistry. We're talking about hip hop.
I know we're talking about as a hip-hop artist. That's what I said.
Yeah, Jay-Z's a better hip hop artist and embodies hip hop more than
No,
Kanye.
he's not at all. At all.
Does Jay-Z have writers?
You're basically saying
can have
Kanye's better
writers.
because he makes beats.
He's
Does Jay-Z have writers?
You remember, Kanye's a producer as well. So I mean,
Does Jay-Z have any
Making
writers?
beats is
we're
not
talking about their
hard.
rapping. We're talking about overall, like everything.
We're talking about hip hop.
Yeah, hip hop also involves music.
I'll say this: Kanye making beats should not be seen as such a pinnacle of greatness. He sampled.
Without beats, you don't have like hip hop music.
He sampled. Look, I got 30 sample beats in my playlist right now
Do
that
you
I've
have-
created.
do you
that are
listen
better than
acapella?
Kanye's beats.
Do you listen acapella?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, do you think most people
listen?
listen acapella? They don't. All right. Anyway,
I think that was kind of biased.
I don't even know what that point is. Right.
That was kind of biased.
It was all the music itself. More people put Kanye West's music on a high pedestal compared to Jay-Z's.
But he didn't even make the music that he's sampling.
He didn't.
He's not that great of a producer.
Yeah,
I'm
sampling
saying
has
that.
always been a part of hip hop. So I don't even know. Did you just start listening to hip hop like 2 days ago or something? Hip hop has always had sampling. That's why it's so unique because you use sampling in your own way to make a certain type of beat. The thing is, Kanye West, right? When he uses a sample from an artist, he does it in the most unique way possible. Through the Wire, All Falls Down, right? Graduations, A Good Life, things like that. Like it's just too like beautiful.
Have you ever made a beat before?
Yeah.
Have you sampled before?
Yeah.
Like how many sample beats would you say you've created within your lifetime?
Like one.
One. You've sampled once.
Yeah.
So you essentially know how it works, right? Just chop the beat up, slow it down, or speed it up.
Yeah, that's not how it works. Put
a drum beat behind it.
That's not how it works. You can sample. You can sample things. You can sample things in a million different ways. The point.
Let's move on, Moon. He already picked, so let's just move on.
Yeah.
Yes, but he picked based off.
Yeah, I know. It was
that
biased.
shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not giving a good argument either, so I don't know what your point is. Well, you haven't either. I haven't heard what you said.
I gave you a great
Jay-Z
argument.
is more hip hop.
What was your argument, Prophet?
I said when we talk about hip hop, we talk about the embodiment of hip hop. We're not talking about artistry. We're talking about hip hop artists. One of the main things in the hip hop culture is writing. You have to use your own pen, and Kanye West doesn't use his own pen.
I think it's also education.
One of the biggest things. No, just stop. Right?
No, you have to be educated on a sport.
Well, I guess Lil Wayne is. I guess he's not. Either way, right? I guess Lil Wayne's not a top tier rapper anymore, correct? Because he's not educated. I don't know what you're.
Yo, he's saying you're not educated.
No, I mean on hip hop culture and
that's what he's trying to tell you.
And actually show respect towards it. Like you can't just be hip hop and then not claim hip hop or.
Got it. So Kanye West doesn't respect hip hop.
He don't.
No. Do you not see him calling himself a schmatzy now? That's not hip hop. We don't condone that.
I don't know why you're taking like a clip of his life and his career instead.
Because it's a part of his life.
Right, and he's making albums off of it.
Oh, so we can base his entire legacy on like 1 year.
Yeah, 1 year can really.
I don't. So would you do that with Would you do that with Drake?
I would do that with anybody.
So you do that with Drake?
I do that with anybody. Nobody's above like.
So you do that with,
because here's what I'm saying, Murphy.
So would you do that with Drake?
Look, I'm about to answer your question. Here's what I'm saying. When you do things in your career, right? Like you go against your people and you stand for something that's against your people. To me, that's a reflection of who you are.
Exactly.
So would you do that with Drake?
If Drake came out and started supporting the other side, the mustache people,
I mean, yes. He doesn't have to, right? You can say other things that are very anti-black if that's your point.
What has Drake said that's anti-black?
You trying to free the slaves? Like
that's not anti-black.
That is anti-black.
Hold on.
Because you're dismissing. You're dismissing.
I'm going to tell you how it's not.
You're dismissing the history of.
Bro, I'm going to tell you how it's not.
I'm telling you how it is.
I'm going to tell you how it's not.
Let me kick his ass.
This is how it's not anti-black. First and foremost,
It's not
Drake
anti-black to the
Drake is black. That's one.
Wait, that doesn't mean
Let's start
anything.
there.
So Candace Owens is black. Does that mean that she can't be anti-black?
She's not anti-black.
Okay. That's all I needed to know.
Oh yeah, we're good on that. So Moon's an idiot. Prophet's an idiot. I guess.
No, he messed it up.
You're both
he
an
made
idiot.
it seem like
no. Wait.
no.
Moon. You're dumb as well. You're both stupid.
Prophet.
Yeah, you're both dumb people. Like that's not even.
Wait, why am I dumb? What did I say?
Well, you were dumb for saying that because of one clip of his life, therefore his entire career should just be like.
No, I'm saying based on how he's thinking.
That was dumb.
No, wait.
Oh, so we can base his entire legacy on like 1 year.
Yeah, 1 year can ruin.
I don't. So would you do that with like? Would you do that with Drake?
I would do that with anybody.
So you do that with
Drake? Yeah, I do that with anybody. Nobody's above like.
So you do that with,
because here's what I'm saying.
Look, I'll explain.
And now, the explanation doesn't need to be there at all, right? You already said
I have to because you're messing it up.
No, we heard what you said.
If 10 seconds, I'll let you have it.
Okay.
If you use what Kanye's saying now and apply that, you'll say, oh, maybe he was faking.
All right, that was 10 seconds. All right, cool. So yeah, once again,
on.
you said that based on one clip, you agreed. Therefore, his entire legacy should be like Shaq down the toilet. That's stupid. Nobody.
Let me ask you a question, Murphy. I'm gonna look at his entire legacy part of that statement. All right.
Maybe on the side of
hold on. I'm gonna ask a question. I'm gonna ask a question. When people found out what R. Kelly was doing, did that not ruin his entire legacy?
No, people still think
age ain't nothing but a number. It sounded weird.
No, not at all. People still think to this day R. Kelly's the greatest of all time when it comes to R&B. We have these conversations every single day.
So Prophet. If Kendrick was making music, like he was quote unquote saying, like he was trying to get the slaves free, what kind of music does Drake make?
That's not what that means. So like for instance, hold on, I'm explaining to you. My interpretation of that is like, in the hood, we got, here go this dude always trying to free this. It's like a person that's always trying to be conscious. Like,
but what's wrong with that?
That's anti-black.
I don't want to touch that because
you should touch it though.
He did what he did.
Wait, Moon, that's your argument. Wait, stop, Prophet, stop. Moon, that's your logic. You said somebody who's being anti-black or going against the culture, right, should be off and their career should be like shut down the toilet. Drake has said out his mouth, right? It sounds like you're trying to free the slaves in a condescending manner to downplay black people's issues throughout history, which is what hip hop, which is what hip hop. Which is what hip hop involves itself in. So therefore, we should shit Drake's career down the toilet.
Y'all don't understand what that lyric means, and that's okay.
You're concluding it by
nigga, we don't understand.
So you know when women say you're giving good morning queen energy? You ever heard of women say that? Like, oh, he gives good morning queen energy, and they laugh about it. Anyways. Like, that's what that means. Like, oh, you're one of those. You're one of them. Like, that's what that means,
bro.
Like when Jay-Z said to Nas, what you trying to do? Kick knowledge? Like, what is he trying to say? Oh, so because Nas kicked knowledge, everything Jay-Z kicks is not knowledgeable? Like, no.
Well,
no.
The issue is that Drake, right? He has said things that are very anti-black, right? Kanye West has said things that are very anti-black, right? Most of those comments have been either outside of their music, or if it's been within their music, it's only like a clip of their entire career.
Wait, why do we condone that though?
Wait, it doesn't matter if you condone it or not, right?
Because it's artistry.
It's in the culture. This is more than music.
Hip
is what I'm saying.
Hip-hop music, right, doesn't have a set way of you talking about things. So I don't know why you're trying to imply that. You can talk about anything you want within hip-hop. The point is. Oh, so now when I'm making a good point, you want to move on. Okay, got it. You're right.
Now listen, that's called motherfucking bars, nigga. You know nothing about that.
No, you're right. No, you're right. We should move on, right? Because you want to make it seem like
these niggas, bro.
We can move on. Yeah, you got cooked on that.
You cooked me when I want.
Don't be scared to talk about hip hop.
Because he just said that you're trying to make it like hip hop needs a set like way of you talking about things. No, you don't. So
I never said that.
No, that's what Moon is trying to say.
No, what I'm saying is you are condoning things within hip hop.
You can condone anything. It's hip hop.
What are you talking about? I'm saying he shouldn't be saying what he's saying.
That doesn't mean he's not the GOAT. That doesn't mean he's not the GOAT, Moon. That's why you're stuttering. It doesn't mean he's not the GOAT.
I'm stuttering because you keep cutting me off.
All I'm saying is
you just know it doesn't make sense. That's the issue.
No, I'm saying that hip hop is deeper than the music, and things that Kanye has been saying is not hip hop to me. Therefore, I can't say
people who
he's better
listen
than
to hip
somebody
hop
that's
do
more
not
hip-hop
care
than
about
him.
these deep cultural things that you're talking about. They care about if you're making great albums that they.
So am I talking about
that
they
speaks
or
to people?
who we
Hip hop
talking about?
artistry, right? The first thing that's going to come to people's minds is your music great? Not
Murphy,
did he
can I
talk
ask you a
about
question, Murphy?
Yahtzees? Right, and every single time.
Can I ask you a question, Murphy? So you're saying that because Kanye West, although he wears the swastika and all that stuff,
that doesn't
right?
take away from his career at all.
And so you're saying that he still embodies hip hop?
No, it's not about still embodying it or if you never did, right? The fact is that he did, right? And the fact that majority of his career he embodied hip hop, right, gives me the reason to believe he's still a great hip hop artist, right?
But if you learn something new about somebody's character,
wait, every single time you interrupt me, it just shows me that like you don't want to listen to the point.
No, go ahead, finish.
Right, yeah.
Who, me?
Right? Yeah, both of you have been interrupting me, right?
Well, I'm asking you a question. I'm not arguing with you. I'm asking you a question.
Yeah.
All right,
right.
finish. I'll ask the question after.
This one clip in his career, right, is so insignificant to the past, like 25 years of him giving us great music in hip hop culture.
Okay, so
he has to do this for 10 years for you to say this is.
He's done enough to where I can say this one time.
So how long does he have to say?
It's not about it. Wait. I'm basing on what you said.
How long does Kanye have to do what he's doing?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He can be doing it for 5 years. The fact that he's done enough within hip hop culture and he's done so many great things, I can say to myself, looking at what he's done, he's still a GOAT.
That's the definition of caping. You're basically saying, he saved so many people.
He's not comprehending.
It's a thing of like, you think motherfucker, like, I understand it, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, bro, if he drops good music, it's just like when niggas was like, oh, we not listening to Gunna because Gunna is snitch, and then he dropped that album. That shit was fire.
That's against hip hop culture too.
No, what I'm saying is I don't believe Kanye anymore. Anything that he said in the past.
Anymore? You said anymore. You just said anymore.
See, you're cutting me off now.
Wait, no. That's very important because that's gonna lead to a contradiction, right? You said anymore. Therefore, before that, he wasn't doing that, correct?
Well, when you get new information, do you not update?
Wait, just answer the question, asshole. Was he doing that before?
If you get new information,
wait, answer the question, Moon. Wait, Moon, answer the question.
Murphy, you're proving
Moon's
point.
I'm not talking to you, Prof. I'm talking to Moon, all right?
But you're proving his point. I'm letting you know.
No, there's no proving of anything, right?
You are, though.
Before he did the swastika stuff, right? You would say he was not doing that stuff at all, correct?
Right, but now that I know, am I not going to?
Majority of his career,
that's called
majority
naive.
of his career,
that's in denial.
Majority of his career from 1998 all the way up till 20. You could say 18 or 20, 2020, right? He kept it pure hip hop, correct?
So I can lie for 20 years, and if I, take it all back in one, I still
saying
good for them 20 years.
You're saying all his career he was a Swatsy?
I say that anything he said, he wasn't rooted in anything firm, which led him to say, no, there's no rapper in this other planet who would
Murphy, can I give you an analogy
that.
of what you're saying?
That's new. That no other rapper is condoning what Kanye is doing.
Answer the question.
That's not hip hop.
Yeah, are you gonna answer the question?
Repeat your question.
Majority of his career, was he a Swatsy to you? Yes or no?
Based on what he's saying now, he might have been, but knowing that
might have. So it's just an assumption based on what you have right now, right? But that doesn't have you have no substantiation to really back that up in a strong way.
You do. When you get new information, do you not update
so we can move on to Prophet now, since he seems like he has evidence, right? So show us for the past 20 years, this man has been a Swatsy, right?
I'm going to prove it to you, right? Check this out. So if you and I, and it's going to go over your head, so I'll probably have to say it again. If you and I, we grew up together, right? And you've always left money around me, right? And then one day I steal the money and you catch me stealing money. That does not negate that I've always been a thief.
Answer the question?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That does not negate that I've always been a thief. I just was waiting for the first opportunity to show who I am.
Exactly.
Now I'm still waiting for one of you to answer the question.
I answered your question.
No, you didn't. The question
yes, I did.
was, the question was,
you want me to repeat it?
Can you provide evidence that for the majority
of
his career he was a Swatsy?
I just did.
Yeah, so name a moment in his career.
People, listen, hold on. Kanye West first came out, right? This is how I'm gonna show you. People sometimes cosplay. Who's to say that Kanye West wasn't cosplaying to be in a conscious rapper?
Right. This is what he is now. And this is what
I got a question for y'all. Was when J. Cole apologized, was that hip hop?
Yes. Yes.
And hip hop people apologize for rap battling?
Okay. I got another question. Is being sus?
But we're not talking about that. We're staying on Kanye West.
No. That's an important point.
Is being sus hip hop?
Being gay, yeah. Is it Prophet Moon?
What do you mean?
I mean,
being sus. Tyler the Creator is hella sus. Is that
Queer,
hip hop?
yeah.
we're talking about Kanye
That
West.
doesn't
We keep
define
going
what
You're
on
hip-hop
moving
hip-hop.
the see.
is.
This is
Y'all
how
taking L's.
this is how you
Y'all
know
trying to say
Prophet.
But you
Kanye
can
not
be
hip
sus
hop,
and be
but I'm
hip-hop.
bringing
Yeah,
up
yeah,
things
and
that's not
they're
hip
being
hop.
disingenuous
And y'all
right now,
saying
right?
No, we're not.
No, you are, because he's making.
No,
a
I'm
point on
not.
how-
You
you're
just
well,
love
he's
Kanye
making a
West,
point
you
on
can't
how
do
there
it
are a
all.
lot of things within hip hop culture that are not normalized, right? But it does not mean in any way, shape, or form these people are still not hip hop artists, right? Or they
So
can't be
being
considered
so
that.
being
So
a
when,
hold on.
so,
So time out.
so when
Time out.
Tyler
Time
the
out.
Creator came out as a queer person, does that therefore mean
That's
he's not hip hop
called
anymore?
lifestyle. You're talking about.
No.
Wait, is he being?
They're
Is
being
Kanye?
disingenuous.
Wait, is
That's
Kanye
what
being
I'm
a
saying.
is Kanye being a
keep
SWAT
cutting me
team?
off.
Wait, is Kanye being a SWAT
You
team?
keep
225
cutting
not a
me off,
lifestyle?
sir. You keep
They're
cutting me
being
off.
disingenuous
It is
because when
not.
you look at a fraternity, hazing is not part of the fraternity. But you will say, "Oh, is hazing part of it?" That's what you're asking, basically.
Exactly.
No, hazing isn't part of fraternities, but is it in there? Yes. Should it not be in there? No, it shouldn't
Wait,
be
so
in there.
being a queer should not be in hip hop?
That's always been a hip hop culture. though.
See,
Wait,
look,
being a
see,
queer has always been in hip hop culture.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, when in the 70s, 80s, 90s, when was it a big thing? At
In the
all?
beginning of time in hip hop, bro, there's actually.
Oh my god.
When
It's
is
not-
Prophet?
it
Wait,
doesn't
wait,
define
now,
what
wait,
defines hip-hop.
now we just have to just stop this like yap, right? Why are you guys not able to provide a lick of evidence for your claims? First, you guys,
RuPaul has a
first,
hip-hop
Evidence do you
album.
need?
RuPaul has a
yeah,
hip hop
a
album.
quote, an interview.
What did Biggie say
other
about
people?
RuPaul? Hold on, time out. You asked me a question. I'm giving you answers. You just keep talking. You said that community has not been a part of hip hop.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I said they were not normalized.
You can't ask questions. And
I
then
said they were
start
not
talking.
normalized. Do not quote me
But
incorrectly.
it's in hold on. That culture has been mentioned in multiple lyrics throughout hip hop. Not being talked.
I'm not talking about being mentioned. I'm talking about being normalized.
Oh, sir, can you let me finish?
Wait, no, you're not gonna finish if you're not gonna quote me correctly, right?
No, I quoted you correctly. You just
No,
mad
I
and you
said
keep muting people
normalized.
when you're wrong. So again,
If he's saying that it was normalized, then he's actually correct because it wasn't normalized. It's never been a
It never
positive
has.
thing. In the,
Well, do you
in the
think
hip-hop
if it was
community.
normalized, that defines what it is?
Wait, it seems like you're about to make my point for me, right? So, if queer culture, right, has not been normalized within hip hop, but we are starting to see queer artists like Tyler the Creator make it more normal, right? Therefore, does that mean that he's no longer a hip hop artist?
no.
What are you talking about?
What?
No.
He said no. Well, you said no. He's still a hip hop artist, correct, Prophet?
We're talking about his sexual
Wait, yes or
orientation.
no? Is he still a hip hop artist, Prophet?
Well, to me,
Wait, I don't give a fuck about you right now. Man.
I never
I'm
thought
asking Prophet.
Tyler Creator was pure hip hop though. to be
Wait, I'm
honest with you.
asking you, is he a hip hop artist? Yes or no?
He's not a pure hip hop artist to me. No.
Is he a hip hop? So he's not a hip hop artist.
He's not a pure hip hop artist. No.
He's not a hip hop artist.
He's not a pure hip hop
Is
artist.
he
no.
a hip hop
oh
artist?
my god, bro!
He's so
Let's
he's
move
so
on.
dishonest. Like,
Let's
answer
move
the
on.
You're
question.
not
Let's
being
move
honest.
on.
You asked me a
Nigga,
question.
you're such a weasel. Like
Yo.
either he's a hip hop artist or he's not.
Hey, let's move on, bro.
You trying to
Yeah,
move
we can
the
move on.
goalposts.
We can move
is
on.
part of hip hop
These
now.
guys are
We
saying
gotta get to
That's
the
what
end.
you're
We
saying.
gotta
That's
get
the
You're
to
trying to
Bunch
move
of
the
yeah.
goalposts. Like, get the
Guys
You're
don't even know
basically
what
saying
hip hop is.
Yahtzee is being part of hip hop now.
You're saying white supremacy.
No one
is part of
said
hip-hop.
that at all. That's
Yes, you
with the logic string that you were doing
No.
just now. You're basically
that's
saying
your-
that's
but
now
that-
the
that's-
saying white
so it's part of
supremacy
hip
is
hop.
part of hip-hop.
That's no. What I'm saying is
That's
that
what you said.
all because someone has said certain things, right, that may not conform to what you believe is normal within hip hop does not therefore mean the rest of their career for what they did for hip hop should be erased or put down the trash. That's the point I'm making.
Which I hear what you're saying, but being sus, I'm not going to say the word, but and I don't like saying sus, but being sus does not take away from hip hop, but being a Yahtzee does.
What about
Exactly.
21
Yeah, how?
Savage?
How?
What about 21 Savage? 21
Hold on,
Savage.
time out.
supposed to
Murphy,
be
did you say how being a white supremacist doesn't take away from hip hop?
Yeah, how for one
I said
God.
it takes away from
No,
being
no.
hip hop.
Moon. Murphy said
but how for one moment in your career, right? You saying one thing that was very negative, right? How does that take away everything you've done for hip hop?
I'm glad you asked. Hip hop was a tool for empowerment within the black community.
Kanye not contribute
what
to
did
that?
the Yazzys do? They did the
Wait, did
opposite
Kanye not
of that.
contribute to that?
I got a question. Why wasn't y'all mad at 21 when he said he unalived people like the Triple K? Why wasn't y'all mad at no other rappers?
Correlate to a man wearing a swastika.
I mean, it's a part of it though.
We can multitask, but we can also stay focused on the topic.
What are we talking about? You keep bringing up.
And I'm talking about how him
scared of
giving y'all examples.
They keep bringing up dumbass. Why did 21?
That's not a dumbass.
I'm giving y'all examples.
What are you talking about?
Like, let's stay focused.
I'm giving y'all examples.
That's not an example, bro.
That is an example.
I hate when people do that.
I'm giving.
You basically sound like
I'm giving y'all examples of white tea supremacy in hip hop. I'm giving y'all examples of how it's been used before.
And how Kanye West said, "I hate you" N words more than the KKK. How
Recently,
Kanye West said that
or his entire career.
Kanye West had that in his lyrics.
Recently, or his entire career.
Enough to where he
recently, or his entire career.
It's on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy when he says that.
Wait. Oh, what song?
He says, "I hate." He says, "I hate y'all." He said, "I hate y'all, niggas." More than et cetera, et cetera. It's on my
Flashing
what
Lights.
song, asshole?
Flashing Lights. Thank you. It's Flashing Lights.
Wait, Flashing Lights. He said, "I hate these niggas more." Wait. You're proving my point. Wait, everybody, shut the fuck up. He literally said, "I hate you." He said, "I hate you N-words more than the Yahtzees." He was against
now he's
them.
a white supremacist.
Wait, what do you mean?
And now he's a white supremacist.
That doesn't mean you're a white supremacist.
He is one though. He wears a swastika, bro.
In 2007, he was wearing a swastika.
He's wearing a swastika now.
In 2007?
But he has that lyric back then.
In 2007?
But hold on.
So that lyric doesn't support that argument either.
Bro, you keep moving the goalposts every time.
That point you're making about the lyric doesn't support it either, right?
You have to let people talk.
Wait.
You keep cutting me off.
Do you think when he said that line, he was?
I'm not answering any questions because I was making a point. Can I make my point?
Do you think in 2007?
Can I make my point,
do you think in 2007 when he said that line, right? Because you brought it up, that he was in support of Yahtzees when he said it, or do you think he was in reference to how these people are so annoying, right? You guys are like, yeah, I hate y'all more than as like an analogy.
Murphy, you said your question was, when throughout his time has he done this? That's what you said.
Yes, in support of Yahtzees.
So I gave you an example.
So you think that line was in support of Yahtzees?
Listen, Murphy, can I finish my statement?
Wait, yes or no?
Can I finish my statement?
Yes or no?
So hard.
So what I said was,
we're not doing this. That's just disingenuous as fuck.
Based off of what Kanye West has done today.
We're gonna look at flashing.
Based off of what Kanye West has done today.
Got you, bro. All right.
Based off of what Kanye West has done today, and with that lyric,
beautiful.
What did that lyric mean to you, Murphy?
Exactly. So everybody, guess what? He's saying
he's a white supremacist.
Wait, just stop. We can read it for ourselves.
But he wears a swastika.
Wait, stop. In 2007 he didn't, so stop saying that.
So would you wear a swastika?
In 2007 he didn't, so stop saying
Murphy,
that.
would you wear a swastika?
In 2007 he didn't, so stop saying
would
that.
You wear a swastika?
Anyways, right? We're reading the lyrics. Okay.
If you're a Kanye West fan,
he
would
said,
you
"Till I got flashed by the paparazzi," right? He said, "I get called like, where are you, Yeezy? And I try to hit you with the Ola Wapti till I got flashed by the paparazzi. Damn, these niggas got me. I hate these N-words more than the Yahtzees," right? You think that's in support of Yahtzees when he says this?
He wears the emblem.
You get the fuck off my panel. That's so distant. He's not even answering the question. Answer the question. Moon, do you agree with what he just said?
Can you repeat the question?
He was arguing that this line supports the argument that there was a point in time in his career before he did this whole thing where he supported the Yahtzees, and this is his example. Do you think me reading that lyric means that he was in support of the Yahtzees? Do you think that's what Kanye meant by this freaking line? That I support Yahtzees when I say this?
At this point in his career, I don't think he was. I think
that's all I'm fucking pointing out. So why the fuck would he use this as an example?
I don't know.
Exactly, because he's a fucking idiot. All right, and my point, and now, exactly. So my point to you now is, right, I can understand how, and I agree that him doing what he's doing now is very negative. But the music in its entirety from 1998 when he started producing all the way up till now, right? You're talking about a minority of his career where he was being anti-black. Okay, the part, because when you said hip hop is about contributing to black culture and stuff like that, right? Did you say that? Correct me, yes or no?
In his introduction, yes, that's pretty much what it was.
Okay, so if we look at his career from 2004 when he first dropped his first album, all the way up to, like, you can say Jesus is King, right? He's always been in support of black people. He literally has invested into Chicago schools, right, and Chicago neighborhoods with his money, right? Majority black neighborhoods. So, so my point is to you is I cannot take away what Kanye has done because of this terrible thing that he's doing right now. I can't do that. That just wouldn't be
right. And
Now listen, that's called motherfucking bars, nigga. You know nothing about that.
And
if you agree, just say you agree.
I can't really agree, but I respect what you're saying on that. But what you're also doing is not adding what he's doing now that then sullies his legacy.
I am adding now.
You have to add that.
I already did. I'm accounting for that. I'm saying it's not enough to take away him being a great artist.
Well, for me, it is enough.
So okay,
because to me now he's anti-hip hop.
For one moment in his career, and by the way, Kanye West is arguing
for the current moment in his career that has not been rectified yet.
I just out of curiosity, do you think Kanye West was more popular when he was very pro-black from the college dropout era to like the Watch the Throne era, or him with Donda, or not Donda, my bad, Vultures to the Bully era? Which one do you think is more popular?
Why are we using popularity? Because we know that
because no, it's not circular at all, right? So if you look at what he's been able to do or propagate, right, more people knew him, I would say, during that pro-black era that he had versus the era where he was like being a Yahtzee, like you're saying, right? So
people don't just not know him because like he's getting more known as we go. Like
I don't think
they
so.
Don't just forget.
I think he's getting less popular. That's why he's streaming with people like Sneeko or those are very like low form streamers.
No, you don't lose popularity. You still is popular.
No, you can lose popularity.
No, you can lose.
He's not getting brand deals anymore. He's not getting put on TV. He's not getting put on big TV shows anymore, right? He's not doing anything like that. Like I said earlier, because of the Swatsea stuff. That's my point.
Which has not been rectified yet. Which
it doesn't matter if it's rectified. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's the fact that he's not recognized anymore compared to what he was during the 2004 era to 2011.
Which I think is part of it.
No, one says not part of it. But one is more significant to him being pro-black versus him being anti-black. You can't disagree with that. You want to look at the numbers. You want to look at their sales, right? I don't know his streams, right, or his numbers. What he's been able to accomplish. He accomplished way more from 2004 to 2020 versus what he did with Vultures and now. He hasn't accomplished shit.
Look, he can build as high as he wants. If he breaks it down, of course, it's going to take longer to break down the building than to build it.
He hasn't broken. Right? But he hasn't broken.
Yes, he has.
No, stop. To you, but to the mass audiences, as a hip hop artist, as a GOAT, he has not broken down him being a great person. If you go on Twitter right now, you still see conversations, people on hip hop pages talk about how what's better, Graduation or this album, Late Registration or this album, right? So you're not a representation of the mass majority of people. I'm not saying that people agree with the Swatsea stuff. Most people would probably agree with me and you. The Swatsea stuff is terrible. However, I don't think most people agree with the fact that he therefore cannot be in GOAT conversations anymore because if this one moment in his career.
Wait, why not though?
I got a question.
You're saying he can't be in GOAT conversations. This is exactly what we're doing, GOAT conversations, and I'm excluding him from it because of what he's been doing.
I got a question.
Just proving my point. That's why.
That's not a proving of your point. I'm saying that most people wouldn't agree with that point.
I got a question for y'all. Is Kobe excluded from GOAT conversations because of his case that he had?
He beat the case though.
No, he didn't beat it. He paid the girl off.
I mean,
wait, who you talking about?
See, now we getting into settlement. Mean you're guilty territory.
Kobe had a grape case, and in the grape case, he admitted that he did it after he paid it off. Does that affect his status?
Chris asked a question in the comments. He said, Pac got a weird case, right? He did have a weird case, right? Is he still in the GOAT conversation?
Is he GOAT?
Which weird case we talking about for him?
Pac literally went to prison for raping a girl.
Got you.
So is he in the GOAT conversation anymore? Because that's against black culture. It was a black woman, by the way, that he did that to, according to the law.
Honestly, if we shoehorning that in, and if we want to like put people here that we really want to be shown as the greats.
Moon, just answer the question.
Yeah, sure. Well,
so you would say Pac is not in the GOAT conversation because he raped a black woman.
Without rectifying that issue, yeah.
He went to prison.
Okay, hey, Moon, I respect it. You're consistent. It's a dumbass line of logic, but it's consistent.
I don't think so.
I don't think what you've achieved in hip hop is a race based on a mistake that you made.
So who is a GOAT?
No, it's not a race, but if
literally-
that's what you're falling on right now, you have to update what you know. And that's all.
Bro, Jay-Z literally destroyed his community by selling smugs.
True.
Is he a GOAT?
True, he did.
Is he a GOAT now? Is anybody a GOAT?
Well,
like all these people got good.
See, now
morals
we're
and-
gonna have to get into a whole. How did the drugs get there?
It doesn't matter how it got there. He was selling
in the environment that
it
these
doesn't matter. He
these
still
black
selling it
men
to
were
his own
in.
people.
He glorifies
Which
it.
He literally
no,
glorified it.
I'm not glorifying. Neither did he glorify it.
He
No,
did
He's
glorify
just
it.
telling his
Glorify it.
story.
He always talked
And
about
No,
it.
he glorifies
I would tell you that
You say he's telling his
Jay-Z will
story.
say the
He was
same
telling his
thing.
story
He's
doing
just
what
telling
though?
his story.
Moon. What was the story?
That he had to get it out the mud, and he had
By
to do
doing
what? He had
what?
to do to get it.
by
doing
destroying
what?
his community.
By
right?
destroying exactly. Like
Right.
so,
Yeah.
he's not in the GOAT conversation anymore, right? Because that's
So is he a
anti-black.
GOAT? Is he a GOAT?
Well, has he destroyed his community as of late?
He's
Is he not
contributed
rectifying
to.
that?
Wait. So what? Wait.
Is he
wait.
not rectifying that? And
wait, are you
has
doing
that
what?
not updated what he's
So
done?
Moon, you're doing a purity test.
So you gotta be you gotta be a Christian rapper to be a GOAT.
Like,
using your
No,
logic.
not necessarily. I think that the essence of hip hop is telling your truth and telling your story. But
what about
also,
Michael
it's
Jackson then?
gotta be like
Wait,
in
you know
line
you
with
can
the
tell
Michael
your
culture.
Jackson.
You know you can
Michael
tell your
Jackson
truth.
touched some kids. Is he a GOAT?
Well, he didn't. But
I don't think he did that, but
he didn't. They didn't find him guilty for that at
But
all.
I'm just saying,
he's
allegations.
just throwing allegations out
But
now.
let's say that he was though. Let's say that he was. Let's grant that.
But also, can we just stick to things that we know that people have
Let's
done?
say that Michael Jackson did touch kids and they found him like guilty for that, right? Would you say he's in the GOAT conversation, the greatest of all time of pop?
Well, do you think that makes someone a great person?
Can you answer the question?
That I did. Do you think that makes someone a great
Can
person?
you answer the question?
Do you think that makes someone a great?
Did I see the weasel in this guy?
No.
right now?
Can you,
Right,
if you answer my
just-
question,
just
it
answer
answers
the question.
your question.
Did-
If you
just
answer my
an-
question,
Wait,
it answers your
wait,
question.
your
Do you think
question-
that makes them
Your
great?
question isn't even relevant.
He's
Why
a
not?
human.
The
so
reason
he's
why it's not
flawed, but
relevant
his
is because you're
music's
talking
great.
about the character of the person and the personal life. I'm talking about the music they're making.
But you also have to look at the meaning of the music. If
Oh,
you
so-
make a
so
really
please,
great
so
song
please,
about
so
wait,
please,
wait,
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 so please,
hold on,
so
wait,
please,
wait, wait, wait.
no. So once again,
One second.
once
If
again,
you make a good
you
about
just set
sunshine,
you just
I'm
set
gonna
yourself
look at that
up.
and say,
you just
oh,
set
that
yourself
sounds
up.
really nice.
You said
But
what's
then
in the
you learn
music.
that
You said what's
sunshine
in.
actually means
You
something
said
very
what's. You
repulsive.
said what you said.
Hold
You
up, that's a bad song
Wait,
now.
you said what's in the music. Majority of Kanye's career has him being a SWAT-C. Has it been in his music?
Well, now we have to analyze Kanye now.
Yes
'cause
or
he's
no?
revealing things
Yes or
now that
no?
we've never known.
Have you
and he
listened to his
probably-
entire career?
Look, what's it going to take Kanye to say something
Wait,
in his
yes
song
or
to say
no?
Good
What is
Life
wrong
was
with this
about?
guy? Why are you such a dodger?
How am I dodging?
Because you're
I'm
not
telling you,
answering
if I
yes
get
or no.
updated
Has
information
he been
on
talking
someone-
about being a SWAT-C for the majority of his career? Yes or no? Or you
No,
don't,
he
or say, or
hasn't.
wait, or say you don't know.
But why are you using
This
time
nigga's-
frame
this
as
nigga's you're using the time frame, you goofy. You said
No,
yourself.
I'm
you
said
said
saying what's
yourself.
current
Wait,
and what's
Moon,
now.
listen to the words that come out of your mouth. You said Jay-Z, right? He's not doing that
Right.
anymore. That's timeline. So I'm asking you when it comes.
No,
wait. So I'm
that's
asking you.
not
Wait. So I'm asking
timeline,
you. So I'm asking you. So I'm asking you.
it's
So I'm asking you. When it comes to Kanye West, for the majority of his career, has he been talking about being a SWAT-C?
I'm not talking about timeline. I'm talking about current.
You brought
the
it up, though, with
update.
Jay-Z.
The most look. The most updated information we have, which is all we can really use.
Either way,
is that
either
Kanye
way,
is about this
either way,
other
by the
thing now.
way, I haven't even gotten to the fact that Kanye West has mental health issues. I haven't even gotten to that point yet. But either way, has he been doing that for the majority of his career to where he cannot be in the conversation anymore? Yes
You
or
keep
no?
asking me that. I told you no.
Therefore, you prove my point. Thank you. All right,
And I'm telling you that doesn't matter because we have to look at the current.
we're done.
No, we don't.
You agree. Thank you.
You don't have to look at the current, so you can just ignore everything.
You
someone's
agree.
doing now.
You agree. You do not have to look at
wait, talking about. I do it all the time. Listen, we love Tupac, but hey, when Thugs Magic come on, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I'm sorry.
See, and I'm cut from a different cloth because if I hear something new about somebody, I'm gonna think to myself, I think I can go without that. There's enough music in this world that will sustain me without having that on my plate. Because I don't put things like that on pedestals. Right.
Well,
y'all want to do?
Okay.
Y'all go
Wait, but I can dig that, but keep that same energy for the writers, the producers, the you gotta that means if somebody did something foul and cruel and they just mixed the song down, I can't mess with that artist because he did a song with them.
He did contribute to it.
But based on my current knowledge, if I learn something new, yeah, all right, he can't be the great because he's doing this that we don't condone.
Well,
Jay-Z made an album with R. Kelly, and the single was about him beating a case.
Bro, you keep doing this thing where you go back. Look at what he's currently doing.
And I still think Jay the GOAT.
Yeah,
right. It doesn't affect.
Wait.
But in this debate, it was whether Jay-Z is more hip hop than Kanye, and he chose Kanye.
No, it was not. No, wait, stop. Don't lie. It was about a better hip hop artist. Stop and do not lie. All right. It was, yes, you just corrected yourself. It was about who is the better hip hop artist when it comes to their music.
And I put subject matter within the hip hop artist realm.
And Chris, he was arguing, right, that what Kanye is now with the whole SWATC stuff, right, that crazy shit he's doing now, therefore he cannot be better overall than Jay-Z.
Nah, listen, man. Kanye has a legit case to be the GOAT.
But is he a better hip hop artist than Jay-Z?
I think Jay the GOAT is somebody. Well, me and Murph, we had this conversation several times for like the past 2-3 years we've been knowing each other.
Yeah.
So with all the information that we exchanged, if somebody say he the GOAT, I ain't got no problem. If somebody say he's a better hip hop artist, the production, the way he moved needles as far as fashion, music, production, trying new sound, stuff like that. The records itself, the hits itself, the classes itself, I have no issue.
Right. And all I'm saying is those things added to it was enough for you to put him up there. And I'm saying things that he's done now is enough for me to take that away from him because of what we have now. Now, if he comes out and say, man, I was on the gas, I was on this and that, I don't know what's going on, and whether how gaslighting might be or whatever,
I would say that
I'll update what I'm saying.
I'm gonna be real.
I can only go with the information I have.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you, real quick, Moon. Right? We can agree, disagree with this entire thing, right? Even though you conceded that I was right, but if we're gonna go based on what he has said on Twitter, Kanye does seem like he's trolling. He don't seem like he's serious about actually being a SWAT. He just seems like he's just playing into the whole like, man, I ain't with that woke shit. You know what I mean? But he doesn't really believe that shit.
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say something controversial. So
wait, Chris, before you go, just to clarify, I'm not saying that it excuses the behavior. I'm saying that I do think he's trolling.
Right, and I think it's a little bit of that too. He loves the attention.
Exactly. I mean, Kanye always been an attention seeker. Like since day one, he wanted everybody to recognize him as a rapper. He wanted to be recognized in the fashion world. So at this point, it's like we know the playbook. Yeah. We know the playbook. So it's like, hey, I'm gonna say something crazy about my album. It's like that trick don't work no more, man. Like, I'm sorry, that shit don't work no more, bro. It don't.
And before it did work, but now to me, he's now sullied it for me. I can't listen to. I still respect. I think My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is one of the greatest hip hop albums ever. Like sonically, and how it's just the atmosphere around the release, right? But what he's doing now subtracts from that, which I can't put him up there with that. Before that, I probably would have said Kanye is better than Jay-Z. But with what he's doing now, which is so anti-hip-hop, he can't be higher than somebody who
in that convo.
hip-hop, in my opinion.
I can't say that, man, because we look through not even fuck hip-hop, respectfully. If we look at the history of music, a lot of skeletons. I ain't got time to be picking apart bones, man. I ain't bro.
I respect what you're saying, bro, because Drake moved down on my list and Cole moved down on my list for what they currently did. So I get what you're saying.
Right, because in Cole, I don't think he did anything bad. I think that what he did was he created an atmosphere of, I'll go at anybody. But once the right person came along, they tried to spin it and say, I didn't want blood. But nobody's talking about blood. You wrote what you wrote. Yeah, you mixed it down. You released it. And you did what you did.
Yeah, we get you.
And for him to take that back, I think taking lyrics back is very non-hip hop, because you just got peer pressured into saying what you said.
I look at it like this, man. For Cole, it's
real quick, Chris. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Murphy.
So with that being said, because J. Cole is not as hip hop as A$AP Rocky, therefore we're picking A$AP Rocky. All right, on to the next one. I'm going with Moose Logic. All right. It takes away from the hip hop, so therefore, A$AP Rocky's never done that. So we're going with A$AP Rocky on that one, guys.